raised as follows. Alabama Controls bid $666,436. Southeastern Temperature Controls bid $138,794, and Train Controls bid $21,550. Do I have a motion to approve HVAC control bid?
I have a couple of comments probably. I had a little discussion with Gary on this, and from a personal perspective, I don't have any problems with the feasibility of a properly designed and installed energy control system and the benefits it will provide somewhere down the road. So I talked to Gary. I personally do not and cannot ascertain exactly what the cost savings are. Subsequently, I can't tell you what the payback's going to be, and really it's a moving target for anybody who looks at it. But clearly the thing is going to pay for itself at some point in time if done properly. So the whole functionality and the concept of an energy control system in terms of saving money going forward is not an issue for me necessarily. The only thing I say about this is the $820-some-odd-thousand request is that the amount is so significant at this particular point in time. The timing for me with respect to this request, and the fact that we unilaterally will approve or not approve or whatever this particular recommendation is important, because the size of it, the timing, and the fact that I think that something of this nature, given what we're facing as a district going forward, we need to, in my opinion, have more buy-in for people across the community. There's an issue here with the way the bid is structured, and it's not something we want to take a lot of time to pursue and all. But I know Arnold, you've expressed some interest in helping look at energy savings and that kind of thing. And I would ask Andy that maybe this is one of the things we considered to get some community buy-in before we go try to approve an $800,000 system on 4 days' notice.
This was in our capital plan for the concept been out there quite a while. In fact, it was originally our plan for last year. So it's not a new concept. I guess now would be a good time, I think, to walk through the presentation, Mr. Rebecca, that we've got prepared, kind of an overview. But for me, just from a cash flow standpoint, to spend $826,000, we've already contemplated a reduced staff in the HVAC area, really against the backdrop of having an upgraded control system. If you take an expenditure now of $826,000 and you extrapolate what payback would need to be just to break even, assume a 10-year life on the upgrade, you're talking about $83,000 a year. So even with the soft estimate of the annual savings, I mean, we can see that many times over. So I just see it. I just really see it as an investment that will pay returns for a long time.
This sounds tacky, and I don't want to be tacky, but when somebody comes to you and says you decided to invest $800,000 in energy control system, which is in essence paying forward. In other words, you're making an investment now with the benefits coming somewhere down the road. And then they say, well, one of the best teachers in Maureen's Greystone Elementary had to be let go because we've got to cut costs to make up the $20–30 million revenue shortfall. Without getting everybody some input into this whole process, it becomes a lightning rod. It's not, in my opinion, something that's helpful. Again, I don't argue the whole concept of the system. I don't argue the cost savings it provides going forward over some period of time. All I say is, we need to be convinced, yes, we need to make
scenario.
In theory. Yeah, I don't want to get off into the numbers because, as you saw, I had quite a few questions about the numbers, and certainly it's a very moving target. But the other thing, if you want to go down that path, is we have been working on a grassroots level energy cost savings, and efficiency saving at the school level, principal level. You know, everything from turning off computers and lights, you know, getting in the mindset of saving energy. And yet, that sort of has taken a back seat to what appears to be a silver bullet in this regard, though this only pertains to heating and air conditioning. So, you know, I guess for me, it's just a timing issue, it's a size issue, and it's a census kind of thing, given the nature of the size of the
I don't see it as a silver bullet, so I think it's a start, and all those other things certainly are going to be analyzed and forthcoming also. Let's see the presentation.
Yes.
Sure. And we can be as in-depth with this as you would like us to be. We've got a PowerPoint presentation that we can put up for you to show the operational aspect of the control. And of course, we have the engineers here, Dan Whitaker and Doug Rawson are both here from Whitaker and Rawson. Jeff Battles and John Raitt, who are the two gentlemen that typically work more closely with the controls that can answer some of the questions. I do want to say on the front end that this is not anything new. We have had automated controls from the very beginning when we first started doing construction in Hoover. So it's not something new that we're installing at this point. It's simply taking what we've had all along that has outlived its usefulness in terms of the technology, and that has degraded to the point in terms of the operational aspect of the equipment, and upgrading this equipment to be able to achieve the savings that we know are out there related to this system. If you look at energy costs over time, our energy costs steadily rise. Now, there are a lot of different reasons why, obviously, and you can see some dips in energy consumption from year to year based on the actual climate. But energy costs have risen over time, and one of the reasons is because we're not adequately able to control what goes on in the building from a central location. And this is one of the aspects of this system upgrade that will actually allow us to do that a whole lot more efficiently than we're doing it now. I guess basically, Dan, the thing we need to do is look at the graphics on what the system actually does first.